Let me tell you one of the biggest lies about SEO for contractors in 2025. You ever had somebody reach out to you and say, "Oh, SEO is great, but it's going to take 6 to 12 months to get you results." Yeah, right. Like you're supposed to shell out thousands of bucks each month while they take on no risk in the matter and you just hope that it works for you in 9 months? That's not business. That's gambling. And the reality is that a lot of SEOs and freelancers and agencies hide behind this fact because SEO is technical. It is confusing. It is changing very, very fast. And it does take time sometimes. But that's not an excuse to just send confusing reports and obfuscate the fact that they're not delivering on what they promised so that they can keep collecting your paycheck each month while leaving you in the lurch with no leads to show for it. Here's the reality. Under the right conditions, SEO can be getting you leads in less than 3 months. We work with home service businesses all across the US where we're able to get them to the top 3 of Google Maps in literally less than a month, and their phone is already ringing as a result of it. In this video, I'm going to show you how we worked with a kitchen remodeler in Boulder, Colorado, who started with no website, no Google profile, no reviews, no online presence at all. And in 4 months, we got her to the top spot in Google Maps for kitchen remodeling. And now she's generated over $160,000 in sales, not just leads, in sales in 4 months, starting from scratch. All right, so this is Kitchens Elevated. This is a kitchen remodeler in Boulder, Colorado. And here is a quote from the founder saying, "I was surprised how many leads were coming in through the website. They helped us fill a second designer, and now we're bringing in a third designer because the second one is fully booked." The backstory here, like I said, she had no website, no Google business profile, no Google reviews. All her leads were coming from referrals, home shows, and word of mouth. And she was super stressed and didn't have the time to figure it out herself, SEO that is, and didn't know who to trust. All right. Now, here's what her rankings on Google Maps looked like back in November when we met her. Nowhere on the map, as to be expected. 4 months later, by the end of March, she was #1 in all of Boulder for people searching kitchen remodel Boulder. And you can actually see here, she was in the top 3 starting in January, February, March, right? So like I said, like you really can move the needle very quickly in SEO when people know what they're doing and when the conditions are right. In her case, and this is part of the kicker, is that in small to mid-sized cities across the US, there's so much opportunity for contractors because the level of competition online is very low. So we work with people all the time where they've been in business for 10, 20 years. They've got a bunch of Google reviews, but they're missing all of these key SEO fundamentals, these key pieces. And we come in, tweak the things that we can control, right? And now all of a sudden they shoot up to the top of Google Maps and they're bringing in leads in less than 3 months. All right. Here's another one. Back in November, for the term kitchen design Boulder, she was nowhere on the map. By the end of March, she's #1 across all of Boulder. And what's the result? Within 4 months, she got 24 qualified leads from Google Maps, sold 4 of them, and made about $160K in revenue. Here's a snapshot of her pipeline in our CRM. You can see projects at each stage of the development of the pipeline. And here's a quick snapshot of what we did. All right. We built a locally optimized website. This is key. We come across contractors all the time who have websites with these big blogs and they're bringing in a bunch of traffic from national search terms, which does you no good when your service area is just a couple counties and you're bringing in traffic from states across the country. So we built her a locally optimized website. We optimized her Google business profile. We created local service pages for nearby towns and neighborhoods. This is creating, deeply optimized service pages targeting bottom funnel keywords like kitchen remodeler or kitchen design, home remodeler in these different towns and locales near her that are a part of her service area. We set up a CRM for the owner and the main salesperson, and we got high quality backlinks, directories, and local guest posts to feature her brand and link to her website, which all builds authority and trust in Google's eyes. Okay, now here's the important question. Can this work for you? Yes, if you have a verified Google business profile and address. That's easy. If you operate in a small to mid-sized city or suburb. Now, this is the key, okay? Obviously, this can work for you if you're in a huge city and you're in a competitive market. It's just going to take longer. That's where it is going to take 6 to 12 months and, a lot of money and resources to catch up to the big dogs that you're catching up to, right? Can be done, but some areas are more competitive than others. However, here's the key. We work with family-owned home service businesses across the US in small to mid-sized cities and suburbs. And there is so much opportunity because a lot of the competition in your area is not properly optimized online. So it's a tremendous opportunity where we meet people all the time that have decades in business, have great reviews, but are missing a lot of the technical fundamentals. And we can come in and build on the hard work that you've already done and catapult you to the top of Google Maps very quickly in less than 3 months. All right. And this is the last one. You can get enough reviews, even if you don't have the most, you don't have the absolute most, but you have to be able to get some. And in Google's eyes, recency and consistency is key. So even if you have a bunch of reviews already, your ability to get new reviews is super important. All right. So if you're watching this and you're wondering, where does your business currently rank on Google Maps? How competitive is your market? And how quickly could you jump to the top of Google Maps and start seeing qualified leads and sales come your way, just like this example? Reach out to us because we film custom videos that break down exactly this for your business. We'll go through where you're ranking, how competitive your area is, how long we expect it would take you to get to the top and see a return on your investment. What are the biggest factors hurting and helping your business? And what are 2 to 3 simple ways that you can boost your rankings just on your own right now? Reach out to us and we'd be happy to film a video for you just like this. Now it takes our time, so we can only do a couple of these per week. So I'd say if you're thinking about this, click the link below, request a video. We'll have this in your inbox, and then we can talk further if this is something you want to make happen in your business.